Hi, welcome to our Pinebrook Market Update. I'm Ron Wilstein. I'm a broker at Keller Williams Luxury Properties Worldwide here in Park City, Utah. Today we're going to look at what's been happening in the Pinebrook market in terms of its real estate, its values, and activity. So thank you for joining me. I just want to mention at the outset that I'm going to try to anticipate your questions, but if any come to mind while I'm giving the presentation, just jot them down, and if I don't happen to cover it by the end of this session, send me an email. You can send it to ron at thewilsteinteam.com or give me a call at my toll-free number. And if you want me to call you back, just leave your name and phone number and the best time to call. Anyway, with that in mind, let's jump right into our presentation. I want to start by looking at what has happened in the Park City real estate market overall, and then we'll dial in on the activity in the Pinebrook neighborhood. In the past year, 1,397 sales have occurred in Park City. Now this consists of homes, condominiums, and vacant land combined, and this information is from the Park City Multiple Listing Service, so this represents the sales of all real estate brokerages combined. Good news is that's up 12% or 152 sales. When we break it down into categories, homes, condominiums, and land, we see that home sales were up by 7%. They rose from 531 sales to 569 sales this past year. And this information is based upon April 2013 through to March, the end of March 2014. And the blue is the year before that. In the condominiums, condo sales were up by 15%, with 621 sales compared to 539 the year before. And land saw the greatest number of sales, increasing an 18% rise from 175 lot sales all the way to 207. But everybody wants to know what's happening with prices, so let's talk prices. In the home market, I've broken this into two categories within the Park City limits as well as the Snyderville Basin, which is typically the county area of Park City. The median sold price of homes in the Park City market rose this year compared to the previous year by 14%. It rose from 1.1 million to 1,250,000 in the Park City city limits. In the Snyderville Basin, we saw an 11% increase from 642,500 being the median sold price to 713,000 this past year. So that's good news in terms of property values. Condominiums in the city limits was basically flat. It actually dropped by $500, but that's flat, from 490,000 to 489,500. So consistent prices there in the city limits. But we did see a 24% increase in the Snyderville Basin from a median sold price of 270,750 all the way up to 335,000. But vacant land has been really getting the attention this past year. Prices rose by 31% in the city and 30% in the county areas. City prices, median, rose from 515,000 all the way to 677,000, a 31% increase. In the Snyderville Basin, we saw prices rise from median price of $239,000 to $310,000. So very, very positive in terms of the number of sales as well as appreciation overall in the Park City marketplace. Now, I put this graph up here because I wanted you to see kind of the progression of where we were at the height of the market in 2005 compared to where we are now. After the height of the market came the recession, came the mortgage crisis, and the market just collapsed. And we saw 4 consecutive years of decline. It actually dropped 77%, the number of transactions, all the way to our low of 687 in 2009. And then the market shifted, and since then we've seen 4 consecutive years of steady increases in the number of sales, and that's a sign of a good, healthy market. That's where Park City is right now. Now let's turn our attention to Pinebrook. What's happening in Pinebrook? Well, I'd like to be able to tell you that we're seeing the same momentum, but actually this past year Pinebrook has dropped off a bit. Home sales in Pinebrook are actually down by 56% over last year's sales numbers. Now, take a look at this, and this will let you see what happened. We had the previous year's 117 sales. This past 12-month period, 51 sales. Now, a lot of that has to do with the fact that the inventory is down and there's less simply to buy. But year-over-year comparison, the data is what it is. It's down 56%. Pinebrook is, however, selling properties quite rapidly. We are selling properties at an absorption rate of 1 sale every 7 days, which is terrific. Currently, we have 19 properties on the market. These are homes in the Pinebrook area, which equates to a 4-month inventory. Now, the National Association of Realtors reports that a balanced market, equal number of buyers to sellers, is typically reflected in a 6-month inventory. In resort towns like Park City, it usually is a 9-month inventory. Well, we're looking at a 4-month inventory, so the choices out there are pretty limited. Seeing 1 sale every 7 days is very, very positive in a neighborhood. Pinebrook homes have sold for a range of a low of $360,000 all the way up to $1,575,000. What a wide spread, but that's what Pinebrook offers. The median sold price came to $678,500, and that is actually up by 10% over the previous year. So that's positive news. Year before was $617,500. This past year, $678,500. So prices are on the rise for sure. Lot sales, as we shift here, we're seeing the same thing happen that we saw with homes. The number of sales are down, ironically, exactly by the same percentage, 56%. But look at these numbers. We had 9 sales of lots the year before. We had 4. So yes, it's 56, but we're not talking about large samplings, and therefore you can't give it that much weight, but it is accurate. Lots are selling at a pace of 1 sale every 91 days, so 1 a quarter. So it's not a huge amount of lot sales in Pinebrook, but better than in the past. Again, not that many choices out there. There are currently 11 lots on the market in Pinebrook, which equates to a 33-month inventory. So we definitely would love to see that pick up. The snow's melting, the resorts will be closing here shortly, and we hope to see more activity picking up in the Pinebrook vacant land marketplace. What were the prices doing? Well, they range from a low of $90,000 up to $250,000, with the medium sold price being $130,500. Now that's actually down 29% from what we saw a year ago. Again, not dealing with a lot of sales, but there are a lot of folks who are trying to sell their Pinebrook lots, and they've got very aggressive prices on it, and that's leading to the slowdown. They want more than what buyers are willing to pay right now. Now, if you'd like to receive a printout of the homes and the lot information that I've just presented, happy to send that to you. Just send me an email at ron@thewilsteinteam.com, and I'll send you that data. You'll be able to look at each one, and you may find that to be pretty helpful. I do want to take a moment just before I wrap up to show you how you can get this information on the Pinebrook market whenever you wish. We typically record these webinars about every 6 months, but the market changes obviously more often than that. What you can do is you can always contact us, but if you want to take advantage of our website, we've got some powerful tools here. Just go to BuyParkCityRealEstate.com and then /Pinebrook. You can also go to thewilsteinteam.com /Pinebrook. It would take you to the same place. Let's take a look at where it takes you. Here we are on BuyParkCityRealEstate.com, and we're on the Pinebrook site. So that address takes you directly to this site. And we've got a description of Pinebrook, and then we've got a couple buttons here for you to note. The green button is View a Webinar for an update on Pinebrook real estate. And in effect, you'd be watching this webinar. Then to the right here in the blue, it says Send me current sales data on the Pinebrook area. That's good information. If you want for an update, just click that, send me a quick email. I'll get you the most recent information. You also have the ability to search the Pinebrook area either in terms of homes by clicking on the maroon button, or condominiums on the yellow-orange button, if you will. But I'm just going to scroll down a little bit, and we're going to look at Pinebrook overall, the entire marketplace. So in the Pinebrook marketplace, you can see that there's a total of 43 listings on the market. Now that's inclusive of homes, vacant land, and condominiums. If you wish, you can search in preferred price ranges, but I'm just starting in general, and so it will start from the highest level and work down, but you can sort it differently if you want. What you see here is you see a number of properties that are on the market, and you have a lot of wonderful choices here and several pages of it. All you need to do when you're there is select a property, and I'm just going to pick this one. You can click on the picture, you can click on view listing, whatever you want. It will take you directly to that property, and here we are. We've got the details. We've got the price, $1,575,000. This property, it's 6 bedrooms, 4 bath, 3,845 square feet. It's built in 2006, and you can see we're scrolling through a number of pictures. You get a good idea of what the property looks like. You can inquire further by clicking on that button. You can request a showing if that's what you're after. And you can even keep on my website a list of your favorites just to keep track of that. No buyers like to do that and find that to be helpful. And then of course if you scroll down, you'll get more information on the property, more details that aren't reflected on the pictures. And this is a very helpful way to look at properties. And finally at the bottom you can ask for more details or request a showing if you want. What I do want you to see, what our site offers, which is nice, is if you go to these tabs up here, you can click map and directions, and it will take you directly to where the property is, and you have the ability to zoom in if you want. If you go to the bird's eye view, this is kind of fun because this is as if you were flying right above the property, and there you are. You can see it's right there. You can see exactly what's around the property. People like to see that. The street view gives you an idea of what the property looks like just from that viewpoint. So nice tools to examine properties, if you will. And going back to this Pinebrook page, if you're interested in knowing what has sold, because when the website typically will show you active listings unless the webinars cover the solds, but you can always go to this blue button, hover over it, it will change colors. Click on that, and this is a current sales data request form. All you do is you type in your name and address. It's defaulted to mine here. Put in your email address. Your mailing address is optional, but if you're interested in getting our Park City Link newsletter, which is quarterly publication, let us have your address and we'll make sure you get that. And then you go down to the criteria section, and under subdivision, if you're interested in Pinebrook, you would type in Pinebrook, and you might identify home or condo or lot, whatever is important to you. You may view yourself as a buyer or a seller or property owner, and then you can type in any questions you have or any requests, whatever they are, and simply click submit form, and that will come to me as an email, and I will respond to it promptly. So if you're curious, gee, what's been happening in Park City in terms of sales in Pinebrook, you can request it there. You can request an analysis, anything you want. It's all available for you to be of assistance to you. Anyway, with that in mind, let's just move on. If you are, by the way, interested in learning how much your Pinebrook property is worth, send me an email, ron@thewellsteinteam.com, and I'll contact you and arrange a time to visit, see your property, and give you that information. There's no cost, there's no obligation, it's just helpful information, keeps you in touch with where the market is. I want to just remind you as we wrap up now that every month I put on a webinar entitled Park City Market Talk. In that webinar we cover a lot of the overview of the Park City market, and so the overview data we review on a monthly basis so you can see any changes that occur. And then we tend to address topics that are in the news or we're getting a lot of questions on, and we'll address them in the webinar, and they're usually very timely. And so if you want to check those out, we always update them every month on the second Tuesday of the month. If you want a reminder, let us know, send us an email, and we'll automatically email you a link to it, or you can go to our website. And you can always see past webinars that we've done covering a variety of subjects. We've talked about buying properties with self-directed IRAs, 1031 tax deferred exchange, you name it, it's all there. So helpful information, please take advantage of it. With that in mind, thank you for taking the time to watch this webinar. And we're in April. Enjoy the warmth as the snow melts and the summer activities and mountain biking starts to replace that time in our lives. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.